Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe for the pre-match of Inter-Barcelona. So nervous today. Inter participated to 6 finals in its history. And if we win today, we can get to the 7th one. This makes you understand how tough it is and how glorious it would be to qualify. It's the match of the matches, by far the most important one in the season, especially after the first leg. I honestly thought that we didn't have many chances to tie the game in the first leg, but this marvelous group of men surprised me with that, and so now I really hope that the history can repeat, just like in 2010. When Mourinho ran on the Camp Nou with his finger pointing to the stars. It's going to be a tough match. In terms of injuries, we have Lautaro, who is recovering from the problem he recently had in actually the first leg, and Pavard, who will not make it for tonight. Honestly, I'm not that disappointed about Pavard because I trust Bissek in these Champions League games. In general, you need to have a strong physical quality, and Bissek definitely has that. Also, he's a player that when he starts from the first minute, he can really deliver because he's concentrated and focused much more than when he comes in during the game. And also, apart from the goal he scored against Bayern, Pavard in general, at least for me, so far in Inter didn't perform up to his expectations. He defended so-and-so, because if you think about it, last year he was responsible for the goal that Atletico scored, and that contributed to eliminate Inter. And rarely you see him participating in building a play or in finalizing one. Again, the goal he scored with Bayern was the first goal ever since he joined Inter, so that tells you a lot. So I'm confident that Bissek can substitute him very well. Apart from Pavard, everyone else is available, so we should start with our usual wonderful lineup with Sommer in the goal, Acerbi, Bastoni, and Bissek in defense. The only problem with Bissek playing on the right in defense is that maybe he has less opportunities to run forward, but we'll see. Maybe he'll find a way to do that. And in any case, he will be protecting Dumfries, who will definitely run forward a lot more. So on the wings, we're going to have Di Marco and Dumfries. Again, Di Marco, I think, is a good choice with Carlos Augusto ready to come in. Di Marco is a good choice because, again, he sends a message to the team. We want to bring this home. We want to win it. So Di Marco, who is a player that's more prone to forward actions than to defending, I think can be an added value. Let's hope he will not suffer that much as he did in the first leg against Yamal. It's not only his responsibility, but also Mkhitaryan's and Bastoni. So together they have to create a cage around Yamal. As for Barca, they will have Lewandowski, who will be sitting on the bench and probably coming in during the game, and then Koundé and Balde, who are injured. So they are in a little bit of a worse situation compared to us in terms of injuries. What I think and what I hope will be pushing us to the final is the fact that this is the last chance for many of the players. We talked about it also before the first leg, talking about Mkhitaryan, talking about Acerbi, De Vrij, Taremi. And so I think this will give us this extra push. And the extra push, I hope, will also come from the energy of the stadium, coming from the stalls, where we have 70,000 people cheering from the very first minute. And this is something very crucial because recently Inter fans from the Curva Nord basically went on a strike for the first 20 minutes of each game to protest against the prices of the tickets. And so that did have an influence. For example, in the game with Rome, it was awful to start with that kind of weird atmosphere, and that had an impact, I believe, on the results. So tonight instead, everybody will be cheering like crazy, and the whole stadium will go after Curva Nord's choirs and amplify them. And really, we need to make sure that the stadium tonight does play as a 12th player on the pitch. Marciniak is the coach. He's from Poland. One of my best friends, if not the best, is from Poland. So I hope that this spiritual connection will bring us a bit of luck. It's a very fascinating contest and competition tonight because Barcelona somehow represent the individual skills of players, and they're playing against a team that represents the group, how cohesive a group can be and how lubricated the mechanism can be when they play together. It's also the face-off between experience and youth, between also a sort of a bragging style that Barcelona has about boasting about being the best versus the humbleness of Inter. It's also, the attack mentality of Barcelona versus in this occasion, because usually we are also an attacking team when we play in Serie A, but in Europe it's different, especially with teams like Barcelona who are the best, among the best in the world. So it's going to be attack from Barcelona versus defense or counter-attack from Inter. So a lot of amazing layers of interest in this game. And the Inter defense has been praised so much in this Champions League because they did perform well, but let's remember that we suffered in Serie A 33 goals, just as many as Barcelona suffered in the Liga. So, maybe they are overestimating Inter defense, they being the press, while they're underestimating Barcelona's defense as well. So it's not the gap between the two defenses is not that huge. And especially tonight, the attention level of every human being involved in this match, including the fans, will be so high. So it's one of those matches that really you are grateful that you can experience. So for this, I desperately and definitely thank Inzaghi, the squad, because again, 6 times in history is really not a lot. So I feel fortunate and blessed that I can enjoy this match tonight. One praise I want to make for Barcelona is about Flick. I really like this coach. Despite having already won a triplete with Bayern, he's so humble, so straightforward, so respectful. Rarely I've seen a coach that won so much and that at the same time is so down to earth. So I really admire him. Who knows, one day it would be great to see him on Inter's bench like 20 years from now when Inzaghi will retire from football, because I would love to keep Simone Inzaghi with Inter forever, since he's the coach under which we played the best football since this squad actually was founded in 1908. Yeah, this is it. I will be watching this match from Hong Kong, so I will wake up at 3 in the morning because, this is one of those matches you can't miss live. And I'll be thinking about it. I'll be savoring the moment, and I hope that the rest of the team, we talked only about the defense and the wings, but in forward we will have Lautaro, who's coming back with our wonderful Tikus Thuram, and in midfield the usual Mkhitaryan, Barella, and Çalhanoğlu. I hope Chala will actually perform a bit better than in the first leg, because in the first leg he was good in maintaining the order in the team, but he didn't excel in passes or shots on goal. So I hope that he will also be able to give a substantial contribution. So in the end, we're going to play with Sommer, Acerbi, Bastoni, and Bissek, Di Marco and Dumfries, Mkhitaryan, Barella, and Çalhanoğlu, and Thuram and Lauti. We will need definitely also the support of players from the bench, and I'm thinking about Carlos Augusto for sure at one point, but probably also Taremi, who actually played decently in the first leg, surprisingly enough, and maybe even Fratesi, but it will all depend on how the match will unfold, of course. The only thing I know is that my heart will beat for this amazing, incredible team and for what they're doing this season. Thank you so much. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please punch the like button and subscribe. That means a lot to me. And we'll talk after the game. Until then, Forza Magica Inter. Amala.